What's good, everybody? It's your brother Mad Black, the most dangerous and the most toxic black man on the internet. The brother who told you not to keep making these black man hating videos on YouTube, but you did it anyway, and now your ass is out here struggling now that YouTube has pulled the plug. And I'm black up in your face again with some more pro black commentary. So, word on the street is that Cynthia G is out here with GoFundMe's asking and begging for money from her audience because YouTube has demonetized her. So I did confirm that she was demonetized not too long ago, maybe about a month or so ago. And ever since then, she has been struggling financially. Okay, and I have to assume she's struggling financially because why else would you do a GoFundMe? Because if you had a job and a means of supporting yourself outside of YouTube, you would not care about being defunded or demonetized by YouTube. You see what I'm saying? Like, you wouldn't, like, from what I understand, she's been saying that she wants to continue doing her videos on YouTube and putting all her effort into it, but she needs money to do that. Well, why don't you invest in yourself by using the money from whatever job that you have, right? But she is someone who is known for lying. This is one of the reasons I stopped following her years ago. I'm talking about several years ago. I stopped following her channel because she was just telling outright lies on her channel. And I understand she still has a big following amongst uh, really moist or just broken down black males. She has a very large audience of extremely bitter black females who made a lot of terrible decisions in their own life. And instead of looking in the mirror and facing the fact that you made those decisions and you made those mistakes, you decide to blame everything on black men. So that's the other part of our audience. And then the third part of Cynthia G's audience is just made up of straight up white supremacists and hardcore bigots. Okay, because there's lots of white males who have a hate for black people who will go ahead and follow Cynthia G and love and enjoy her content where she is tearing down black males. And this fits into the whole, divester swirler movement as well. So lots of people who profess divestment and wanting to level up with a white man, they love themselves some Cynthia G. But but now she seems to be doing bad financially now that YouTube has kind of cut her off. Which, I mean, I could have told you that, and I have told you that most of these, both black females and black males who jump into this whole gender war thing, a lot of these people are struggling financially. I can tell that a lot of these people don't have any type of regular job of their own or any type of, financial support of their own. So they have to spew hate in order to make a dollar because that's an easy dollar. Hate money is easy money. And when YouTube allows for scum like this and cockroaches and vermin like this to permeate their spaces because they love creating dissension and hate amongst black people, it's easy to get out here and just keep on making the same type of video over and over again and make money off of it. But you see, there's only a certain amount of time where YouTube is going to let you do this type of nonsense. Okay? Because the truth be told, they don't want you on their platform, but as someone who's going to spew hateful propaganda and cause chaos within your own community, they'll let you operate for a little while, but there's such a a cavalcade and such a deep well of broken Negroes and bitter bust downs and goofy manosphere buffoons who are just waiting to take that slot that YouTube knows that they can kick these other fools to the curb. You see, so Cynthia G will be popular for a while, but after a while they don't need her because there's so many women like her who want to follow her lead and be the next Cynthia G. And they'll be even more hateful in their rhetoric, or even more hyperbolic and ridiculous in the nonsense that they put out there. Cynthia G talks about murdering black male children, to get attention. So, there'll be someone else who come out and they'll talk about murdering black male children, but not at abortion clinics. They'll just talk about just killing your black male child at the house or whatever, right? So they'll just keep on going and ramping it up to get more attention and, make money for themselves. And they'll just kick Cynthia G to the curb and she'll be out there broke, bummy, and dusty. And they'll have someone else to replace her. Someone who's just as more ridiculous, who has an even more annoying voice. Someone whose wig is even more ridiculous. So they'll just throw someone else out there, right? They might even get a gay man, since the whole agenda is to replace black women anyway with these moist black males. They might just get a black man who dresses as a woman to do it, right? So, this is nothing new with how the establishment deals with its agents. I mean, it happens all through our society, whether it be just in politics, whether it be with some of these, media sock puppets and shills. And it happens now in social media. They'll use you for a time to spout their propaganda. And I guess if you don't save up your blood money, if you don't save up your 30 coins of silver for betraying the black community, you're going to be asked out when they kick you to the curb. And that's what's happened to Cynthia G. Now, if she truly had an audience made up of people who weren't derelicts and losers, she could be fully funded by them without having to go through GoFundMe or whatever. You would think that people like Cynthia G or Fresh and Fit, before they got monetized, that they would set up some other website where they could, spew their content and, get the money that they want for destroying black relationships, right? But they don't do that. They just go ahead and keep on putting nonsense out there on YouTube and thinking it's going to last forever somehow. So they're not very forward thinking. They're not very smart. They are the true dusties of the internet. That's I told you about these types of females like Cynthia G, that they're dustier than dusty. Okay, that's why they cohabitate with the worst types of men. That's why they get pregnant by the worst types of men, because like attracts like. When you see a dust bunny in the corner, right? Don't the dust bunnies all come together very easily when you sweep them up? Like if you have hardwood floors and you're trying to sweep up in there, all the dust bunnies come together very easily, right? That's just how it happens with these fools here. Okay, Cynthia G is dusty, so the only men that are going to be attracted to her or attached to her magnetically are dusty males. So like attracts like. That's why, these people always, they complain about the other gender, but they're basically the opposite version of them. They attract the same types of people to themselves. And that's why their life is just one big cycle of, bitterness, pain, and spewing out even more hatred and causing more corruption and destruction and confusion with other people and other relationships where there doesn't need to be any. Now, I know there's some people out here on my channel probably who are still Cynthia G fans or who love her very much. And the only thing I'll ask you, if you come here talking mess, the only thing I'm going to ask you is, did you donate to her or her GoFundMe? Or did you give her some money to help her out so she could take care of herself? That's the only question I'm going to ask you. But I'll say this, because I did have one of these trolls come to my channel not too long ago talking about Cynthia G, saying that, no matter what she says, she is right about black men. No, she's not. She's absolutely 100% wrong about all the things that she says on her channel. Okay. And, there might be maybe once in a while she might tell the truth only to cause more confusion, because that's what demons do. That's what devils do. The devil's always going to mix a little bit of truth with his lies, but ultimately, because of what his end goal is to cause destruction and to, cause confusion and do evil. There's nothing good about what they're saying. Even the truthful things that they say, that's still wrong. Okay, this is why I don't get the whole mentality from some black folks who say, well, that person does have some things right. Like they say the same dumb things about that scumbag Charleston White. Talking about like, oh, he does have some good points. But if what he's doing, if his end goal is to do evil and cause confusion and nonsense and troll, then what he's saying is not right. Okay? And that's the same thing with Cynthia G. Just because she might, just because her broken clock is right twice a day does not mean it's right. She's still a broken individual, and you shouldn't be trusting someone like that. Just my humble opinion. But if you want to go out there and to keep her going with all her nonsense, go ahead and go give to her GoFundMe. That should be her new name. That the G stands for GoFundMe. And if it gets real bad out there, she might have to do an OnlyFans. I don't know if that'll happen or not. But for all you people who love her so much, or even some of you Negroes who hate watch her, because I don't watch her at all, and I don't really mess with her at all. But I know there's some idiots out there who hate watch her because all you do is you come here and you complain about what Cynthia G said today or 2 years ago or whatever, as if that's hurting me somehow when you talk about the nonsense that she says. Because I don't judge all black women by the nonsense that comes out her mouth, just like I don't judge all black men by the nonsense that comes from these dusty Negroes and their buffoonery, right? But I'm sure you folks, if she decides to come out with the OnlyFans, you fools can watch it. You can watch her with her bayang, or she can do, she can almost play several different roles on the OnlyFans, right? She can play a woman with a bayang and a weave. She can play someone who's bald headed. So she can fulfill whatever fantasy you want. So if you want yourself a woman with a weave, or you want bald head female busting it open, she'll give it all to you right there. Okay, and she'll call you a dusty or a 3 trash bag dusty or whatever while she's playing with herself on the OnlyFans, right? So anyway, you folks let me know how you feel about it in the comment section. I'd like to hear your opinions on this. And this is the only energy I'm going to give to this person, because like I said, I can't really stand Cynthia G, so I don't like to give her too much energy. But I had to talk about her becoming the dusty that she always preaches against in her videos. Anyway, folks, this is Mad Black, and I will be back with my foot on the devil's back.